Alright, game number 2. We're gonna have Team Free RP Crew versus Team Purple Team. I have no idea what their name is. Looking at the picks, we have Master Yi, Fiddle, Vayne, Janna, and Udyr versus Sona, Akali, Volibear, Ezreal, and Orianna. And it looks like that will be a Master Yi jungle with Smite and Teleport. Meanwhile, conventional summoner spells, I guess, for the purple side. Heal on Sona, not seen too often. Meanwhile, on the blue side, I guess they're trying to experiment with a bit, considering the fact we're seeing Udyr mid, and looks like, yeah, lane switches, or it seems like role swaps for the blue team, as we do have CLG double lift on what looks to be possibly support Fiddle, Janna, possibly AP Janna mid, and we have Van Chen on Vayne, and we have an Udyr on Double Basta, who is normally the mid player. So, not normal picks by the blue side. It seems like that, therefore, purple side does have the stronger team comp. We have the Sona Orianna combo. Ezreal can too also ult into that, making for a decently area of effect team. Also, Orianna can speed up Volibear for pretty strong picks. Meanwhile, in terms of lanes, Vayne Fiddle versus Ezreal Sona. Looks like Vayne will probably get poked out of that lane. Fiddle does not have that much he can do to retaliate. Mid lane, Janna versus Orianna. Orianna will have that advantage early game, though at around level 7, Janna can tornado and clear pretty much the entire wave, and there's not much Orianna can do to counter that. In the jungle, we have Master Yi with that teleport, possibly looking for the teleport onto a minion, and then after just push the lane down, or just the classic teleporting onto, say, like a bush, a ward in the bush, and then after it's going for that gank. Yeah, it's gonna be possibly a more interesting game than the last one. Hopefully we won't see such a goal deficit by such an early amount, and maybe we'll have a game that will last actually to a point where one side can surrender. But just waiting for the game to go in now. I haven't talked too much about top lane. If that is Udyr top, and wait, I'm getting a message. Yeah, VODs turned on so I can watch after the Akali versus Udyr top. If Udyr is going to go for that very tanky build, Akali won't have that much she can do. If Udyr goes for more of a damage build, I guess Akali can go in, except for the fact that Udyr does have a lot of burst early as well. So we're gonna have to see that. I will probably give that to Double Basta though if he is playing top lane, but that lane might be closer than we expect. Just loading at the game, we're going to look at the skins now. We have Heartseeker Vayne and Victorious Janna on the blue side. Meanwhile, Arcade Sona, Blood Moon Akali on the purple side. So pretty nice skins on both sides. Heartseeker Vayne is very nice, but Arcade Sona is just pretty much one of the best skins you can get out there. Blood Moon Akali and Victorious Janna. Victorious Janna is a free skin, so that does not really show how comfortable or how much Kotshot GG likes that champion. It is a award that you got in Season 2 for, I believe, attaining gold rating, and yeah, so and we can see with that board he got that skin for free. Now we're just loading in. Level 1, it will be quite interesting. Orianna does have that ball, so she can scout for vision much easier than most other champions, and can be on the lookout for that invade, or look out for the defense and have her team invade herself. Same with that Ezreal, he does have that Q which he can put into bushes, which can help scout out for enemy champions because it does make a sound, and he does get stacks on his passive should it hit someone. But overall, I still have to give that level 1 to the blue side. There is a lot of strong area of effect on the blue side, and we have the Janna Tornado. Fiddles can also normally start with Dark Wind, and that will be sort of an area of effect silence on the entire purple team. And Master Yi with that Alpha Strike will damage the entire enemy team. Not to mention we do also have the Udyr stun and the Vayne stun, so I don't expect an invade on the purple side. Much more likely on the blue side, considering the fact they're also probably a more experienced team and also know how to deal with that level 1 engagement better. So we're going to load in. We see that Fiddle with that Biscuit and Ward. None for Janna. I don't know what she's been starting with. Yeah, she seems to have a lot of AP. Fighter Master is going to start with that Q. Meanwhile, Master Yi looks like he's going to go for an APE build with that Amp Tome and Paw, or maybe he just wants it for that little extra clear in the beginning, though I really wouldn't recommend it. Volibear is starting with the classic Machete and 5. Sona just starting with the Health Crystal, so she will probably run out of mana quite quickly, though she will be a bit tankier, as that is one of Sona's main weaknesses. Ezreal is starting off with the Doran's Blade. Don't know if he has that those Lifesteal Quints. Oh, and they're going to go for the damage early on again, and that's just going to be First Blood to Akali. Obviously, they're just going to have a bit more fun with this game. I'm feeling very confident about this game, and maybe even thinking that they lose, they might take Game 3 easily. Who knows? Overconfidence might lead to their downfall. Well, we'll see how it plays out. Fiddle starting with a Ward and Amplifying Tome. He does have that Drain to sustain himself. Looks like Vayne starting with Longsword 2. And let's see who else. Orianna actually going into the top lane with Boots 3. That's going to be quite an interesting lane. We don't see top lane Orianna too often, mainly because it's a bit hard for her to escape ganks. And that is why we normally put champions in the mid lane, those who cannot escape ganks that easily.
Minions have spawned.
So, no invades. We just see Janna going back. Took a little bit of damage. Oh no, she's actually not. She started with Eye of the Storm, which does give a shield to an ally or herself, and also gives a bit of attack damage. You're gonna Alpha Strike that. He's gonna clear the camps very easily. Udyr going to take some experience from the Big Wolf. Yes, he will. That will give him a slight advantage. Meanwhile, Volibear starting at red buff and also is not doing the small camp just like last game. Not too sure why he doesn't do that. It can be done as long as his team helps leash, but Orianna is just helping him now. Udyr is going to be in that top lane, and we will see Caught Shot in that mid lane with Janna. You know, down bot lane, we have Sona and Ezreal coming down. Ezreal coming back to lane pretty late, but Sona and Ezreal can play against this lane. Oh, and actually, excuse me, Master Yi actually getting executed to the blue golem. He does still have his smite up. That was a surprise. I was not expecting that. I apologize. Yeah, I guess he is not. I don't know. I don't know what's going on in his mind. I'm sorry. Looks like he's going to be waiting in base, going to pick up a couple more pots. Orianna, meanwhile, is going to be facing against Udyr. That Orianna will die very quickly if she gets hit by a Tiger Stance because of her very low amount. 11 armor level 1, that will be almost an insta-kill for Udyr should he get that Flash Tiger Stance. And no, he does not have Ignite, so that will not be as much damage, but it will still be a hefty chunk. Meanwhile, purple side, Sona taking a lot of damage, and they're getting pushed to tower. You don't see that too often with an Ezreal Sona lane. They really try to poke out their opponents, but yeah, something just happened. He going for the blue buff again. Is he going to be able to complete it? He does have his smite up, and yes, he does actually. He is actually able to complete it. Very unlikely. You know, we still see bot lane still being pushed up the tower. Volibear just clearing his camps now. Still level 2. We saw this last game as well. He seems to clear his camps very slowly and seems like he gets very under leveled. Meanwhile, mid lane, Akali getting pushed back a bit, but the lane is pretty much even. Not in terms of farm though. Hold on, let me just move this. 4 farm on Akali for 17 farm on Janna. And Janna, sorry, I apologize, this has a Doran's Blade. That is an 80 Janna, folks, which explains sort of why she started with that shield level 1. Not to expect from most champions, not to expect it from most, considering the fact Janna does have 3 abilities that scale off ability power, so it seems strange to some why she would go AD. But the shield does give damage, and it is an unconventional build, but it can work in some very rare occasions. Bot lane still getting pushed up. Volibear has gone back. He has picked up the Madrid's Razor, and now he's going to be starting on his blue. Oh, meanwhile, Sona is still taking a lot of damage. Volibear is nearby. Is he going to come there? Oh no, he's not doing his blue buff. He's deciding to do his wolves first. Normally you want to get those buffs down as fast as you can so they also come up faster. Otherwise it seems like a bit of a waste of time. So looking back at lanes, let me just move these people around. There we go. Master Yi is barely going to clear his buff once again. Bot lane still getting pushed down. Top lane, actually Udyr now has a bunch of minions going against him. Still has not really gone too aggressively. He has one in each of his abilities at the moment. Which makes sense. Volibear going to clear his blue buff. And we still see Farm going down middle, so nothing too aggressively. Oh, sorry, bot lane. He's gonna have to flash out of that. And it seems like Vayne and Fiddle did go in aggressively, but neither of them burnt their flash, while Ezreal had to kind of flash out of that, so they might be able to get a kill once Ezreal comes back into lane. In terms of farm, we see 17 on 18, so Volibear actually beating his counterpart. Oh, actually we see a gank down bot lane. He is gonna walk over ward, and bot lane will just walk out of that. So, 19 to 18 in terms of jungle. 2 to 1 in support, 33 to 27. So Vayne is winning by a tiny bit. Meanwhile, mid lane is where we really see a difference. 40 to 6. That is a huge amount of farm in terms on Janna's side. Oh, and now we see Udyr actually going in. He's gonna hit the Tiger stance. Not gonna deal that much damage. Orianna has leveled up quite a bit, so her armor has increased. Udyr gonna go for round 2 now. He's not gonna flash in. Orianna's just gonna walk out of that. We see Volibear standing up top a bit, and we see Yi clearing. Oh, Udyr gonna push again. Tiger stance. Orianna is still 5, so she does not have that shockwave to save herself. Ezreal has come back to lane now. He has bought a Vamp Scepter, so he's going to stay in that lane a bit longer. This is a bit of farm. I'm going to have to play a bit passively as he does not have the support with him. Udyr diving top once again. Orianna going to have to back off a bit. She is running low on mana. Volibear covering mid lane for his friendly Akali. And look at that, those auto attacks are doing a decent amount by the Janna. So we see AD Janna showing what she does best, which is auto attacking enemy champions until they really can't stay in lane anymore. Not a lot of kill potential, but possibly more push potential than AP Janna. Orianna is staying top lane. Yi is somewhat near, but he is a bit too low to dive. And we see Udyr gonna go back. Akali returning back to lane. And she's gonna try to get a bit more farm. The farm is 50 around to 12. So, not looking that good for Akali. She's gonna have to find a way to make herself back into this game. Orianna, Sona picking up a Sightstone in order to give her team a bit more vision. Sightstone grants, oh, and actually an Alpha Strike going down top lane. Sightstone grants quite a bit of vision, but probably not the best idea in this case, as they are getting pushed up constantly and don't really need those wards. Akali picking up those double amp tomes, going to make her way to the revolver. Meanwhile, Volibear flashed top lane, but not flinging. And seems to be a bit of miscommunication on the purple side. Oh, but there's the feast and a flash from, oh, and 2 flashes burnt without any real reason. But now looks like Udyr is just gonna go up top, and that is gonna be a kill on Orianna, easy peasy. He does have that ghost up, and Orianna could not get away from that one. Akali looks like wants to go back again. We're not too sure. Meanwhile, bot lane once again getting pushed. Volibear picking up, seems like Ruby Crystal and a longsword, probably making his way towards that Phage. Orianna has that blasting one for a bit of extra damage, though she probably needs survivability at the moment. He has the Kage in order to get that extra gold per 10, and Udyr has the Cutlass in order to deal that have that extra slow and deal that extra bit of damage, though kind of minuscule. The slow is the real reason why you buy that. And you can build that in towards the Blade of Ruined King, which is a really good upgrade for a lot of champions. Udyr farming past tower now, but Volibear is gonna come in behind him. He's gonna use the flip to out-position him a bit, deposition him a bit, and Orianna is gonna have that extra speed boost and slow to try to chase, but Udyr is just a bit too tanky at the moment. Oh, she does land her ult though, but looks like Udyr, oh, the fling sort of fails there. Can he get out of this one? Orianna does not have her Ignite up, so it doesn't look like they have enough damage. Meanwhile, Yi and Janna are sort of looking top lane. No, Janna, they're just gonna start the blue buff while Janna for Janna to take, and she will have those shields on a shorter cooldown. So, Udyr gets out pretty safely. Ezreal and Sona have finally started pushing up as Fiddle has gone back. Fiddle went back to buy himself a Kage and looks like he's building towards a Sightstone as well. Akali picking up a bit more farm, but still losing by around 40 CS, and there's the Alpha Strike by Yi, and that will do a tiny bit of damage. Volibear is still clearing up his jungle, and Udyr is going to be heading back to lane, and he has bought himself a dagger, which looks like he will in fact be going for that Blade of the Ruined King quite early. So, we have around a 2k gold lead for the blue team already. 2-on-2 on kills. but the blue team is out farming the purple team by quite a decent amount. It's not a huge amount, certainly not as bad as the first game, so purple team have fixed a few of their problems, or maybe blue team is just going a bit easier on them, who knows, but it is going to be a closer game than the last one. Not a huge amount, not a huge deficit for the purple team. Oh, he's just going to actually meditate behind purple team tower. It's sort of a bit of a taunt. And he's just going to waltz right back into the jungle. Probably going to look to steal for the blue buff. It is up, and Volibear is covering top lane, so there's not going to be much of a contest there. Bot lane is not reacting to this. They have pinged him out, but nobody seems to be going, so that's a bit strange. Orianna has permanently gone into mid lane, it seems. They seem to have permanently put Volibear top, which is quite strange, as they do lose jungle control. Janna just, you know, going to ult and take and push Akali off her. Sorry. And another strength of Janna is that she can disengage very well using her ultimate. You're gonna come in very low health. They could just go in on that. Not too sure why. He does have the ult and ignite. Can he hit that? No, he is just gonna sidestep that quite easily, and he is going to get out as well. So, Volibear taking down a bit low top. He's gonna have to go back. They really should send someone top lane, because they are going to be losing jungle control, which is not the best thing that you want to do. Orianna heading down bot lane, no wards, so they could dive this. They do have the Sona ult and the Orianna ult. There's the ball, and she did reveal herself, so looks like, yeah, bot lane is just gonna... Oh, they're actually playing quite aggressively. Sona could flash ult onto this. Oh, and Orianna's just gonna miss her ult there. And nothing's gonna come out of that. So, she's gonna go back. She is sitting on top of a ward, so I believe Fiddle might interrupt that. No, the minions are gonna do it for him. Volibear still farming top at pretty low health. There's the ghost by Udyr, and look at that damage just by Tiger's Stance. And that is why you do not want to stay in lane at low health versus pretty much any champion, but especially against Udyr, because he does have that burst with Tiger Stance. Fiddle walking around now, he has his ult as well. They could fight this. Fiddle's ult does do a lot of damage. It has a very high base damage. So even without any AP, he will make a huge impact on that fight. Janna still pushing down mid lane. Not a lot of damage done onto that tower, but she is just auto-attacking the minion wave down. Sona now coming down into mid lane. Will they be able to kill us? Oh, sorry, Ezreal has died bot lane due to Sona coming up. Sona is gonna miss her ult as Janna just flashes away. So, I apologize. Okay, so sorry for that. He seems to be teleporting down into mid lane, but there's not really anyone who can kill. He's just gonna go for those wraiths, and Udyr is just gonna walk. Volibear is just gonna walk right by him. Meanwhile, bot lane, we had a kill on Ezreal, but Akali did pick up that kill mid lane, so sort of a 1-for-1 trade there. Gold lead is extending to around 4k for the purple side, and looks like they're gonna find Volibear in his jungle. I don't think Yi can duel this though. There's the Nom, but Yi is just gonna actually walk right out. Volibear gonna try to flash, but he does not have the speed to catch up to that ulted Yi. Ezreal is gonna go back bot lane. We can see the items. Volibear has gotten that Phage. Maskey has now picked up a needlessly large rod, which will make his abilities make his Alpha Strike hit a bit more and his Mist heal more. Vayne just brushed the Bloodthirst at that, flat out, no other items. And we see Udyr with just the Blade of the Ruined King, which does add a lot of damage to his attacks. Yeah, we see Janna now also probably working her way up to the Bloodthirster. And Akali has picked up her Hextech Revolver, which will give her a bit more sustain. Orianna looks like she might be rushing a Void Staff, but also could be rushing that Rylai's, which will give her a bit of slow and health in exchange for some damage. Volibear now heading top lane is going to catch Udyr, and Udyr is just going to turn right on that. Volibear passing on the pop. He's going to try to flash for it. Oh, he's not going to be able to get it. Meanwhile, bot lane, there was another kill on Ezreal. Udyr is going to get that kill on Volibear too, so the score is now 6-3 with a 5k gold lead for the blue team. Sona going to try to play a bit aggressively. Her ult is not up. She could actually burst Vayne should she ever ult up, but unfortunately not. Udyr, meanwhile, is just going to wail on that tower. Orianna does not have mana. She could dive that, but looks like he's just going to play it safe, farm the minions behind the tower. Akali now, still staying mid lane. Janna's just been pushing that endlessly, has not really had any real threat. Orianna trying to attack Udyr, but there's no real success. She doesn't have mana, there's not much she can do. Vayne and Phil are now pushing down bot lane, and they will probably get that tower, and that will be the first tower of the game, I believe, going to blue side. We're now looking for that red buff. Volibear is not going to check it. That's a bit of a mistake, and that red buff is going to go to Udyr, and that will add a lot of damage just because of the stick. Vayne sticking around bot lane. Sona is going to try to go for the kill. Oh, and she's just going to get feared by Fiddle, and there's those silver bolts procs, and she is going to go down. And meanwhile, they're trying to turn on Udyr. Volibear and Orianna are going to try to chase, but Orianna still has no mana, and Udyr is just going to waltz out of that. Janna's going to come to support, but it's not really going to have... they don't really need her. So, everyone going to go back, score 7-3, and there seems to be around a 7k gold lead for the blue team now. Quite a significant advantage. Nobody really goes for dragons in these games. Not really much last game, and not really much this game either. Blue team could go for it if they wanted to, but it seems like they're just going to play it a bit passively. Orianna has headed back into the mid lane. She seems not really like top lane that much. Meanwhile, on bot lane, Vayne is pushing almost solo by herself. Kind of risky, but nobody on purple side going to actually go chase for her. They don't have many wards to see if anyone's coming, so a bit of risky play, but it seems like they're confident in Vayne's safety. So Volibear is going to walk out now. He's going to spot the Fiddle, but does he see the Yi? No, Yi's going to Alpha Strike in, and there's the fear, and here comes Vayne, and Volibear will not be able to get out of this. Just melts way too quickly with only the Phage as the item giving him health. So now they're going to steal the blue buff away from the purple side. Nobody who really needs it. Well, I guess Orianna does, but she is sort of in the top lane. Vayne with a very nice stun on Sona, but doesn't have enough damage. But here comes Fiddle with the fear over the wall. Vayne with one more auto attack is going to take down Sona, and just with another silver bolts proc, yes, she will be able to get Ezreal too, and with the Barrier and Flash, she will make it out very safely, and those are another 2 kills for the purple, for the blue side. Orianna is now kind of out of position. Janna's going to see her. He's going to Alpha Strike in. She's going to flash over the wall, but she is in a bad spot. He's going to have to ult now, and Fiddle is going to be able to fear over the wall, and that is going to be another kill for Vayne. The score is now 11-3. Akali now trying to run away. Meanwhile, I believe in the top lane, Udyr has been pushing that down. He might be going to that second tower, and bottom side we still have 3 people pushing pushing the tower. So purple side is going to have to try to react to this, and blue side just really doesn't give a care for the world really, as they're just going to dive Volibear under his tower as well. So most important thing to notice that this Vayne is 701, very strong, very scary Vayne. You don't really want to see her get into the end game, or even at this point, she is pretty much a hyper carry already with that Bloodthirster Phantom Dancer. Master Yi gonna meditate under the tower, just stopping the minions from pushing up a bit, and just gonna take a bit of farm for himself. Is very low, don't know really what he's doing. He's trying to go for the execute. He doesn't care. He's gonna give the kill to Orianna, but it's just a bit of gold in her pocket in the end. Not gonna make a huge difference. Looks like now Vayne and Fiddle have transitioned mid lane. They have gone the top tower and the bottom tower, so they are going to go for the mid one. Udyr from behind is going to go for the Volibear. He's going to try to fight a 2v1, and you realize he can't do it, so he's just going to waltz on out. Oh, looks like Volibear is ditched. Will he be able to fight this? I really don't think so. Akali has quite a bit of damage. Oh, but here comes Fiddle with the fear and silence, and then after it looks like Akali will get out. Oh no, Vayne suddenly out of nowhere is going to come up with the kill, and Vayne looks like going to get a triple kill. Oh no, she starts auto-attacking the tower. Meanwhile, Master Yi though is going to just start Alpha Strike game around, and is going to pick up that kill on Volibear. So, not much left to say at this point. The game is starting to turn out a lot like the last one, with blue side having a rather convincing lead, 30 to 17.9. K in gold. You see, for example, Vayne has a Phantom Dancer over Ezreal. Master Yi has, oh, and a nice stun by Vayne, gonna kill that Sona. Pretty much, 1v2. Ezreal just didn't really do anything about it. And yeah, we see major items being completed on the blue side, and really for purple, we only see that Bloodthirster on Ezreal and the Rylai's on Orianna, but that's not really enough to contest the blue team. So They're gonna have to go for a catch. Blue team does play sort of a very split up, has been playing a very split up strategy this game. If they grouped as 5, maybe they could pick up a couple of kills, maybe pick up some bounty, and then afterwards try to get back in this game. But for the moment, if they don't initiate something, there's really no coming back from this. Payton's gonna go in now. Oh, one auto attack from Orianna. Almost did a lot of damage to her. Another 2 and she would have definitely been dead. Fiddle walking around now is going to be seen by the ward, but he doesn't care. He's just going to look to ult over the wall. The tower is going to go down now. They're going to move on to the next one. Vayne just auto-attacking. Not going to be caught up by the Volibear. It's just too mobile. He's pushing down bot lane now. They're pressuring this 4v5 because they know that they're strong enough. And meanwhile, it looks like Master Yi is just going to get that bottom lane tower. Sorry. Okay. Yeah. So Master Yi is just going to be pushing that bottom lane tower. He did take a lot of damage tanking that up, but he does have some meditate. Meanwhile, mid lane is Vayne is going to be caught out by 3, but do they have the damage? No, it looks like the Ignite's ticking, but can't you lifesteal off minions? Oh, unfortunately not. They will be able to finally get that kill. 500 bounty gold going towards Orianna. So I bet she's going to feel pretty nice about that. There's the GG's sort of as a joke. I don't believe they're actually going to surrender. Just happy that they killed Vayne in the end. But still a very convincing lead. Maybe having a bit of confidence, so they don't really care if they get caught that much. Overall, still a very solid game for the blue side. There's not a lot that Purple can do to respond at this point. AD Janna just pushing down, fighting 1v1 against Volibear. She has that range, and Volibear just really can't get close enough to flip her. Everyone's going back now. Vayne, it looks like she's almost built herself an Infinity Edge. Master Yi actually, Fiddle actually has a Sonya's Hourglass as a support, so we know that there's a lot of money in his bank. And we see Udyr with that Hex Drinker to make himself a bit more tankier, and those boots of swiftness. I forgot the name there for a bit, but it will make him very fast, and he will be able to get into the backlines quite quickly, since Purple side does not have a lot of crowd control. Extending the game a bit longer than they really need to. They're gonna look for the Baron, I'm guessing. Not really much else that they can do besides push through that towers. Vayne gonna pop the ultimate for a bit of extra attack damage. It's not really needed. Purple side is not really going to contest it at all. He's just walking around the map doing God knows what. Just alpha striking and meditating all over the place. They're gonna ping him out, but nobody's really gonna go after him. There's the Baron gonna go down. Master Yi just pushing it up. Nobody really cares about him. They are gonna send Orianna there, but I don't think they'll be able to pick up the kill. He does have his ult up. They're gonna look around. He's gonna walk in. He's gonna see them, and he's just gonna ult. And yeah, there's no way they're gonna get him there. Meanwhile, all of blue side is gonna flank them from behind. There's Udyr, and look at that damage. Fiddle's now gonna ult in, and he's gonna... Oh, and there's the Alpha Strike by Yi. That's gonna do a lot of damage. And everyone's just melting down to the support Fiddle. Orianna is gonna be able to get out of there. Ezreal's gonna flash over the wall, and he's gonna get out too. But overall, that's a 3 for 1 exchange. And that was a 3v5 pretty much. Vayne didn't really do much in that fight, and Janna definitely wasn't there. And he is still going. He just doesn't really care at all, and he's not going to be able to get the kill on Ezreal, unfortunately. So, not too sure why blue side isn't ending the game yet. Maybe they're just having a bit of fun with it. But the score is now 22-8. There is a 42 to around 23k gold, which is around a 20,000 gold lead. We see farm is pretty much consistent all over the board. Better on the is better on the board for blue side compared to purple, which is a huge part of their gold lead, as well as those kills and the towers. It is 6-1 towers, and of course we can't forget about the dragon and the Baron that they picked up. So now Orianna going for that Void Staff, not really going for a lot of damage, mainly for the utility. I don't know if it's gonna pay off for her in the end. Sona has the chalice now, though she's already out of the lane, so it's not a huge deal. She has the cooldown boots, so she can spam her spells a bit better, and looks like she will be rushing for that Aegis. A couple of things going out. Udyr's gonna look for someone. He's gonna see Volibear, and he hadn't even ghosted, and he's that fast. He's gonna 1v4 the team. Can he get a kill out of this? He doesn't have his flash up. There's a slow form Orianna there. She's really trying to do whatever it takes. They're trying to kill him. Oh, and they do manage to kill him in time with the help of all 5 members, but we saw how long it took that Udyr to go down. That looks like Vayne wants her turn at the 1v5. 3 shots that Sona, but everyone else is backed up, and she will not have her true attempt to kill everyone on the other team. So Ionic Spark built on Janna just for that little bit of extra pushing power and that extra bit of magic damage, I'm guessing. Vayne and Janna just really sitting here waiting for their minions to show up, but they're all the way down at the other side, so there's not much they have to do right now except for just continuously poke at the purple team as they try to defend. Ezreal not really being able to duel Janna, as we saw, the shield on Janna does grant a lot of attack damage, and she does have that crowd control. Vayne pushing out mid. Sona now gonna peek out and see Janna there. She doesn't want any any part of that. They're clearing out lanes. Looks like blue team will try to group up. I'm not too sure about it. Vayne did go back and purchase her Infinity Edge, so she'll be doing a lot of damage with those critical hits. Keep pushing out top lane. Again, they already have that tower. They're just all inhib towers now for the blue side. Meanwhile, purple side tried to catch out Janna, but no luck. Janna is one of those more slippery of the champs in the league. Even though she does not have a flash, she does have a lot of crowd control and self speed boost. Fiddle gonna see Orianna and is gonna fear her. Does she have flash? Oh, it doesn't matter. She died quite quickly regardless due to those Janna auto attacks. So finally we see blue side pushing out for the first inhibitor of the game. They're gonna take that tower with nobody trying to defend it. Are they gonna go for this inhibitor to defend? I really don't think so. There's not much they can do to fight this. Volibear gonna try to find Vayne, but no luck. Gonna go for Udyr instead. Udyr meanwhile just letting them kill as Vayne just goes for everyone else. Nobody can see Vayne now, as Vayne is gonna get 1, gonna get 2. Can she get the triple? Yes. Maybe go for the quadra? And yes, there's the quadra for Vayne. And that is going to possibly good game, as they're just gonna try to probably push this down, or maybe they're just gonna go for the other towers too. Who knows?
Purple team's inhibitor has been destroyed.
So they're gonna go for bot lane tower. They could have pushed that to end the game, but I guess they decided to maybe play it safe a bit. Vayne just gonna pick up another kill, 3-shotting that Orianna. Vayne is sort of unstoppable at this point. You can see that she has an item and a half over her counterpart Ezreal on the other side. 25k gold lead by 27 minutes. Still not as bad as the other game, I believe, but it's getting there, it's getting there. Purple side refusing to surrender. We saw that 3-2 vote previously. Vayne just backing in their base, taunting them to come and get her, as now she wants to go for her pentakill possibly. She's gonna get 1, but unfortunately she's just not tanky enough to tank everyone. Janna is gonna be able to get 1 though, and she might be able to get Sona. No, Sona's gonna flash out. So Janna just backing off. Udyr just waltzing around in the base. We can see that Vayne has now picked up the static Shiv. Matsuki has that Death Cap Lichbane combination. Fiddle actually also has a Death Cap of his own. So along with that Zhonya's, he will actually be able to melt the entire team by himself as well. Udyr still with just some tanky items. He has the Sheen and he has the Chain Vest and Sapphire Crystal. Going for that Frozen Fist. I actually don't know the official name. Frozen Gauntlet, I believe. Who knows, but it is an item that if he auto attacks, sort of, there will be an area of effect slow, and it will make him tankier and a lot more annoying. Gonna have a bit of damage onto that top tower, tanking up with Turtle Shield, but they're obviously not going to be able to take that down without Vayne. Janna pushing down mid. They're just really waiting for Vayne to show up, or maybe not, as he's just going to alpha strike into all 5 of them. Now he's just going to meditate up. They do have the flip to interrupt that, so He's not going to be able to heal up completely, but he still will be able to get one kill with the help of Janna in the end. Now, looks like they are going to finally actually end this game as Bane has arrived too. It's pretty much essentially 2 AD carries hitting down the Nexus towers, which does make them fall rather quickly. And they're going to do what they did last game. Fiddle is going to ult into the middle of the fountain, and look at that damage. They are dying. And it looks like that will be actually an ace for the purple side as the entire blue side dives the fountain.
Purple team's inhibitor has been destroyed.
So, game will last a little bit longer, but actually maybe not, as we see the huge amount of super minions just pushing that tower. Akali will not be able to defend that herself. Will that be a good game? The minions have spawned, but will they be able to survive very long? Look at all those minions there. We can see like around 6 super minions possibly. Volibear's gonna try to flip, use his lightning, but it's not gonna be enough, and I believe that will be a good game. Game 2 going to 3 RP Crew, quite convincingly a 2-0 sort of destruction of their opponents. And that's it. Team RP Crew, 3 RP Crew, I believe will be moving to the next round where it is still a best of 3, I believe. I'm not too sure how this tournament bracket even works. But yeah, we can see at the final gold count, Vayne with 15.5k gold. Nobody on the other side even close. The next closest one would be Ezreal, who has almost half her gold. So, closer game than the first, but still not much to say about that one. It just eventually, even though that the blue side did switch up their lanes, they still had a very convincing